What's going on, YouTube? Today we got a special episode of Making the Case where we doing a 2024 year in review. Let's get it. YouTube, it's your boy, your most gracious host, Dr. Jacob Isom, educator, speaker, entrepreneur, content creator, father, a little bit of everything. Back at you with a not so episode of Making the Case. This definitely will not count towards our episode count. But I just wanted to come on and make a video for, a recap of 2024 and just look at the big things that happened this year that kind of turned our world upside down. Okay. But as always, I got to go over my two channel norms. One, we attack points and not people. And two, we don't do all the cussing, derogatory stuff. We leave that for other people because we're professional over here. Okay. So I got a couple of videos and also something else that kind of recap the things that went on in 2024. For me, 2024 was a pretty good year. Everybody doesn't feel that way. We had some pretty interesting things that happened in 2024. So we're just going to recap a couple of those things and then we'll get on out of here. So without further ado, let's get into the first thing that I thought, just kind of flipped 2024 on his head. Let's get it. Now, I was going to originally show you some clips from the actual Cat Williams interview, but I thought that was be even better if I showed you the SNL parody of it. I thought it was hilarious, but I think you get the drift. Of course, it was a play on the actual interview itself. The exaggeration in it I thought was hilarious, but that interview, which grossed I think over 86 million views, which is like the most views in YouTube history, I want to say. But this is a simple fact of Cat Williams talking about it, the many people he did, and talking about Hollywood and stuff like that, really set the internet like ablaze, which is crazy to me. But it is what it is. You would think that Cat Williams have done this time and time again, probably on radio interviews and many other platforms. But it was something about the Club Shay Shay podcast that really, I guess, hit home for a lot of people. So that was because I believe this interview happened in January, February of 2024. So that kind of set off the year, the tone for the year of what we would have. And I think it most definitely did, because in the next thing I want to show you, which was by far the biggest event that happened in 2024, I think it kind of played into what we saw with the Club Shay Shay Cat Williams interview. So let's get into that.
Folks, how are you?
And please welcome the 45th President of the United States, Donald Trump.
Child care, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare, I went to the World War I cemetery he refused to go to. He was standing with his 4-star general, and he told me, he said, I don't want to go in there because they're a bunch of losers and suckers. My son was not a loser, was not a sucker. You're the sucker. You're the loser.
Well, I took 2 tests, cognitive tests. I aced them, both of them, as you know. We made it public. He took none. I'd like to see him take one, just one. I just won 2 club championships, not even senior, 2 regular club championships. To do that, you have to be quite smart, and you have to be able to hit the ball a long way.
Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him. I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf if you carry your own bag. the crimes that you are still charged with, and think of all the civil penalties you have. How many billions of dollars do you owe in civil penalties for molesting a woman in public, for doing a whole range of things, of having sex with a porn star on the night while your wife was pregnant? I mean, what are you talking about? You have the morals of an alley cat.
We are very, very close to World War III, and he's driving us there. And Kim Jong-un and President Xi of China, Kim Jong-un of North Korea, all of these, Putin, they don't respect him. They don't fear him. They have nothing going with this gentleman, and he's going to drive us into World War III.
You want a World War III, let him follow and win, and let Putin say, do what you want, NATO.
The whole country is exploding because of you, because they don't respect you, and they have to respect their president, and they don't respect you throughout the world.
So, of course, the 2024 election of 2024 was the biggest highlight of the year. And I want to show the clip of highlights from the Trump-Biden debate, because we know that debate set off the motion for Biden stepping down and Kamala Harris to step onto the scene, which was huge, of course. And then the smear campaigning that happened thereafter, and the messiness that came from all of the political back and forth that a lot of Americans were definitely turned off to, but couldn't help but watch, right? We couldn't help but watch the disaster that our government has turned into, both on the Republican and the Democratic side, which to me begs to ask the question, where do we go from here, right? In 2028, what would be our candidates? In 2028, what would be the hot button issues? We know that the border and abortion was huge issues in this election. So 2024 was definitely a mess when we talk about the state of our politics, when we talk about how people love to get into combat on the online and on YouTube and on social media, the many different breakups that didn't happen. Like 2024 really was a mess. All right. It was messy in terms of politics and in terms of people just being catty and talking about each other. People putting all their business online. Of course, it happened before 2024, but it seemed like in 2024, stuff just hit the fan and people just got real messy. All right. Hopefully it won't be like that in 2025, but we'll see. So we'll end things by, going over a timeline or some other things that happened in 2024 that you might not be aware of. All right. So now I want to, show you some events that happened in 2024 that you might not have knew about, or cared about. So let's look at a timeline and see if you knew about some of these things happening. If you are a football fan, of course, you know that Michigan won the championship earlier this year in January. I'm not sure you care about if Margaret II get abdicated. So we'll keep on scrolling there. Taylor Swift wins a record-setting 4th Grammy. That's interesting. Let's see what else happened in 2024. Caitlin Clark becomes all-time leading scorer in the NCAA history. That was huge for women's sports, for sure. Let's see. Oppenheimer bruised the Oscars. I'm pretty sure a lot of people probably didn't pay attention to that. The Baltimore Bridge collapsing. That was huge. Absolutely, that was huge. Let's see. What else went on? The solar eclipse. I forgot about that. Yes, I remember that. Most definitely. Yes, the things that's been going on in the Middle East with Israel and Iran. That was definitely huge. Sorry, I don't know why this keeps popping up like it does. Let's see. We get into May here. We got the 150th anniversary of Impressionism. I'm pretty sure you don't care about that. Let's see. Donald Trump being convicted, of course, and Donald Trump winning the presidency was also huge as well. Yes, we know that the Boston Celtics definitely won the championship. And that was July. The Olympics, of course, was a big deal that happened in 2024. So a lot of things happened. Kamala Harris, actually, yeah. Let's see. The hurricane season, absolutely. That was huge, most definitely. Let's see. We get into October. Flooding in Spain. SpaceX. Let's see. Quincy Jones passing. That was huge. And then we got to December. So those are some things that if you didn't know, now you know, right? About what happened in 2024. So I just want to give a recap of the year and kind of show you where we ended in 2024. And hopefully in 2025 that, you know, things will look up for most of us and not all of us. And we have a great 2025. All right. Hey, as always, I'd like to thank you for checking out Making the Case. I'm you, you are me. Love always, love eternal. Remember, the worst thing you could do is lie to yourself. Hey, and we out of here. Deuces. One love.